What's up, guys? My name is Jerry, and today's video is going to be on the Detroit Pistons, and we're going to be looking at two draft prospects that actually have ties to this team, and we're going to jump right into the video. Now, we are literally days away from the NBA draft, and it seems like the Detroit Pistons have their draft list down to 4 NBA prospects, and those 4 guys are Keegan Murray, Jaden Ivy, Shaedon Sharpe, and Benedict Martin. And out of those 4 guys, 2 of them already have ties to the Detroit Pistons, and those 2 guys are Keegan Murray and Jaden Ivy. And the first guy we're going to talk about here is Keegan Murray, and Michigan is a very special place for him and his dad, Keegan Murray. And what makes it so special for these guys is that this is where the love of the game of basketball started for them. Fun fact, Keegan Murray's dad, Keegan Murray, he grew up in Battle Creek, which is 2 hours away from the city of Detroit, and he went to high school there. He ended up winning Mr. Basketball, and just like Keegan Murray, he went on to play at Iowa for 4 years. And Keegan Murray, in an interview, he said that him and his dad, they still visit Michigan once a year. And I'm pretty sure both of these guys will be really happy if Keegan Murray ended up playing for the Detroit Pistons. They're very familiar with the area. And when we look at Keegan Murray as a collegiate basketball player, he was pretty awesome, and I think he would fit in well with the Detroit Pistons. He's 6'8", 225 pounds, and he has a 7'6" wingspan. And what I like about Keegan Murray is that he's a 4-year college player, and in all 4 years, he showed repeated growth. Going into his freshman year, he could not shoot the 3-ball. His last year at college, he was one of the best 3-point shooters in the country. So, and we look at his game and we break it down, something that he excels at is offense. He's really good. He's a 3-level scorer, and he can score in so many different areas. And I think a part of his game that's overlooked is what he can do in transition. He's really great at rebounding, and when he do get that rebound, he has the ability to take it coast to coast and take it for a layup or a dunk. He has a good handle out on the ball when traveling up the court with it. He has great body control, and he does a great job at getting up the court when coming down with the rebound. And not only that, but what you love to see in a big guy is that he runs the floor. So even when he doesn't have the ball in his hands, he's always sprinting up the floor. And you can see him a bunch of times in his college highlights where he just got an easy dunk just by running the floor hard. So when it comes to playing alongside playmakers like Cunningham and Killian Hayes, that's something that you would love to see in your big man. And his offensive game doesn't just stop in the transition game. It translates to the half court as well, and he's really a 3-level scorer, a guy that can hurt you from the mid-range, the 3-point line, and under the basket. And Keegan Murray, which is rare for nowadays, but he's really good at playing with his back to the basket. He posts up a lot. He's very strong. He has finesse. He has the post hook. He has the drop step. So he's a really solid post player. And what I like about him is his ability to get position. He's really good at fronting smaller defenders. And like I said, playing alongside Cunningham and Killian Hayes, they're going to be really good at making those entry passes. So that's something to think about. And then also, he's good at spot up shooting. Like I said, the leap he took from his freshman year to his senior year when it came to shooting the basketball, it took a big leap. So he hits his wide open catch and shoot threes. He hits his threes out of the pick and pop. And then the same thing with the mid range. He's really effective there. And one area that Keegan Murray can improve on offensively is his self-shot creation. That's something that he isn't fluid at yet. He can create his own shot. He has a nice spin move getting to the rim off the dribble, but it's something we would like to see him develop a little bit more of. But other than that, he's a really solid offensive player, and I think he would fit in very well with the Detroit Pistons, and especially alongside Cunningham. And his game does not just stop there. He's a really great defensive player, very versatile. Got to remember, he's 6'8", 225 pounds with a 7'6" wingspan, so he can pretty much guard any position in the NBA. He's a great shot blocker, and also he can move laterally. So this is a guy that we're talking about that can possibly guard 1 through 5. And if we watch our Detroit Pistons, that's just something that we could desperately need, is more versatile defenders. So Keegan Murray, he kind of checks off a lot of boxes. He can rebound the basketball well. He led all of college in scoring, so he can score the basketball. and he's good at playing defense. So Keegan Murray adds a lot to the team, and I would love to have him a part of the Pistons. And I think the only thing will make it a hard choice about drafting him is whether or not whether or not Jeremy Grant is traded. I feel like they both play the same position, so it might be something for the Detroit Pistons to think about if they still want to bring Keegan Murray to the team if we still have Jeremy Grant. And then we have Jaden Ivy. Jaden Ivy also has ties to the Detroit Pistons. In a recent interview, he said that his mom, Niele Ivy, I hope I said her name correctly, but she used to play for the Detroit Shock, so he's very familiar with the Detroit area. He said it's one of his preferred destinations to come to the Detroit Pistons, and he thinks the city has a lot to offer. So I really like Jaden Ivy as a fit off the court, and I like him as a fit on the court as well. And I think he could play well alongside Cunningham. And what Jaden Ivy was known for in college, he was known for that elite athleticism. He has it all. He has speed, he has quickness, he's bouncy. He's just a very athletic player. And I think what set Jaden Ivy apart from everybody else is that he has the ability to control it. And I think when you can control that type of speed, that type of bounciness, it makes you a very dangerous player on the offensive side of the ball. And that's what we saw from Jaden Ivy in college. He was in control of his speed, whether it was in the half court, whether it was in transition. He knew how to switch from gear to gear. And what I love about his game is his ability to control his body while also finishing. He could contort his body in different ways to get the appropriate layup or dunk, and it was a really beautiful thing to watch. So I think when a player can control himself like Jaden Ivy can, he's a very dangerous player. And also, we look at Jaden Ivy defensively. I think he has the potential to be a lockdown defender, and a lot of people said that him expending so much energy on the offensive side of the ball was going to hinder him defensively, but I didn't really see that in college. I saw him chasing guys around screens, off the ball or on the ball, being the pest, and he played some pretty good on ball defense. He's a real pest on that side of the ball, and I think he can get even better at it on the NBA level. So Jaden Ivy, if one thing he can improve on, and we all know what it is, and that's his three-point shooting. But the bright side is, if we look at him from his freshman year compared to his sophomore year, freshman year 25% from the three-point line, sophomore year 35% from the three-point line. So it's a 10% increase, and he's shown that he has the willingness to work on the weaknesses in his game, and that's a very good sign. So I would love him with the Detroit Pistons. And when we look at these two guys, Keegan Murray, Jaden Ivy, basically expressing that they would love to play in Detroit. That's really important for a team like the Detroit Pistons. It's been a long time since we've been a destination for free agents, and I think stuff like this is very important. And I also think it starts with Cunningham. Cunningham came to the Pistons. They lost a bunch of games the year before he came, and he embraced it all. He embraced the Detroit versus everybody mentality. He embraced the bad boys Pistons mentality, and I think things like that is going to turn everything around for the Detroit Pistons. So now we got Jaden Ivy coming forward saying that this is one of his preferred destinations, and then Keegan Murray saying that him and his dad, they come here every year, so it's an area that he'd like to play in. I think stuff like that is so big time for the team. So that's really going to be it for the video. That's what I want to touch on. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment down below if you would want us to draft either one of those guys, and then subscribe for more weekly content. We do this all the time, and that's curtains.